YouTube! Okay, so I'm doing another talking video today, and this video is going to be about some of the reasons why people like to commission artwork. I'm not going to be trying to make like a definitive list of all the possible reasons here, but I'm going to be talking from my own experience, both as someone who takes commissions and also as someone who's commissioned art in the past. The reason I'm focusing on sort of what the clients want as opposed to what you can do to help them with it, though obviously there'll be a little bit of that too, is just because I think the best way to both get people to commission in the first place and also to maybe come back and commission from you again afterwards is really to focus on what they want to get out of the process. So yeah, that's going to be this video, and I guess let's get started with the first sort of category. Okay, so reason number one is to commemorate an event. So this can be both larger pieces for things like weddings or birthdays or important anniversaries, or it can be people you meet at a show who just want a quick sketch to remember this cool show or convention they went to. And for people who are thinking about commissions in this way, I think the experience of getting the commission is a very important part. The artwork itself is important, obviously they want it to look nice, but the whole process is also about kind of creating a souvenir or creating an extension of this memory they already have. And if the actual process of getting the art is an absolute pain, then that's going to kind of diminish the usefulness of it as this like positive memory aid slash souvenir. So I find this, I mean, obviously it's good to provide good customer service no matter why someone's trying to get the artwork, but really focusing on what the art means to them, if someone's getting it as a kind of commemorative piece, can be a really good way to make sure that it's filling that role that they want the artwork to have. So category number two is people who are commissioning you to see a specific character drawn in your style. So that can be either original characters or pictures of themselves, or it can be a fan character that's really important to them. And I think to get commissions from these sorts of people and to make sure that they're happy at the end, having not only a unique style, but also a style you can repeat consistently can be really important. Because if your example pieces look one way, and then the piece you give back looks very, very different, that can be a little disappointing to someone who really liked the look of the example pieces and was really looking forward to getting something similar. So making sure that you've got really up-to-date references, and there's a lot of references people can look at, can be a really useful way to make sure that customers who are really looking at your style end up happy with what they get. So category number three is people who are looking to get a very specific scene drawn. This could be shippy stuff, if they want to see two characters kissing, or it could be a scene from a book they've read, or a game they've played, or something they're writing. This is also probably where I'd categorize people who are looking to get very specific things drawn for their very specific interests. I don't really take commissions of that variety, but you probably know what I mean. And for all of these kinds of people, if you want to attract commissions for very specific scenes, it can be very important to have examples of scenes in your portfolio. If everything you draw is just single characters not interacting with anyone else, standing alone in a white room, that's okay, and there's still a lot of people who are going to be interested in that, but being able to draw backgrounds, being able to draw interactions, being able to draw different props and things like armor or cars or that kind of stuff can really broaden the range of commissions you're going to be able to take. I would also say that if you get a commission for a specific scene that you're not able to draw, obviously if you're not comfortable drawing it, then you should just turn it down, then you're never required to take a commission you're not interested in. But if it's something that you're not sure you're going to be able to do, like for example, you've never drawn a car in your life and someone wants two characters driving a car, then it is okay to either, well, make sure that the client understands this is going to be going outside of your comfort zone, and if you need to, maybe turn it down and suggest another artist. There's never any shame in saying that this isn't within your capabilities right now, and personally I think that turning down a commission like that you're not going to be able to complete well can actually be better for your career and your future commissions than taking it and doing it poorly. So definitely practice landscapes, practice backgrounds, practice character interactions if you're interested in taking this kind of commission, but also make sure you're playing to your skills and being upfront and honest with the client if what they want isn't something you can provide. Okay, category number 4 is people who just enjoy collecting original art. Whether it's to decorate a space or just to have in a collection, commissioning artwork can actually be a very inexpensive way to get art originals. And for customers who are interested in the art, like actually the original art, it can be very useful to know things about what kind of paper you're going to be drawing it on, whether or not it's archival, how they're going to be able to frame it. So being able to talk about those kinds of things either on your commission paper or page or website or whatever you're using, or to at least be able to answer those questions if people ask, can be a really good way to make sure they know what they're getting and maybe attract interest you might not otherwise have. Obviously, this can be more important if you're drawing in traditional mediums, but even if you're a digital artist, understanding what kinds of frames people should be able to buy easily, what kinds of ways you could print it out and mail to them if they're interested in, and all that kind of stuff can be really useful in making sure that people who are looking at art from a collector's point of view, or just anyone who's interested in the physical artwork, maybe to hang or maybe just to have in a collection, make sure that they'll still be interested in your work. Okay, so category number 5 is probably the broadest category, and that's people who are looking to buy art for a practical purpose. So this might be things like commissioning a cover for a book or internal illustrations. It could be commissioning an avatar or a mascot for a business site. It could be commissioning product design information or product design illustrations, so something that's going to go on a label or on a bottle or whatever. It could be artwork for ads. It could be anything that's going to be used for a specific purpose. And it's not always commercial use, though it often is, but it could also be either work for a charity company, work for a personal site, or even something like an invitation illustration, which could also kind of cross over with category 1. And one of the most important things for working with clients who have a practical purpose in mind is really asking them about and then following all of their instructions for the exact specifications they need. Because if someone's drawing, if someone wants something that's going to be printed out as a huge poster and you draw it to a web resolution, so you draw it on like a 1,000 by 1,000 pixel canvas, then even if the artwork's really great, your client's really not going to be satisfied with their finished product. And especially if you're taking this kind of commission from people who are new to whatever they're doing, so they've just started a company or they haven't really gotten going yet, they might not always know what specifications they need. So make sure you understand what the final product is going to be that they're using your artwork on, and then make sure you figure out exactly what you need to be drawing it to. And when in doubt, always go bigger. I'll usually draw any commission that's being used for commercial use. I'll try and draw it at least a little bit bigger than the client thinks they need, because it's almost always easier to go smaller as opposed to going larger. So yeah, definitely always ask exactly what they need, always follow any instructions you're given, and try and have at least a working knowledge of basic printing ideas, so what a DPI is, what a margin is, what a bleed is, so you can help out a client if they don't necessarily know exactly what they need yet. So that's about it. Those were the 5 categories that I could come up with for reasons why people might commission artwork. As I said at the beginning, I don't think this is definitive, so if you can come up with other reasons that I didn't touch on, please absolutely leave them in the comments down below. I'd really love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope I'll see you in the next video. Commissioning original artwork can actually be a very inexpensive way to get original artwork. Wow, that was redundant.